Miami, what's up? I said Miami, what's up? Appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. My name is Carl Lamar. I'm the Deputy Director of R&B Hip Hop at Billboard Magazine, and we're bringing you the debut live to celebrate 50 years of hip hop to the biggest innovators, hit makers, and contributors to the genre. And this person right here is the biggest, one of the biggest contributors to hip hop. I'm talking about 4 #1 albums. I said 4 #1 albums. God did. I'm talking about a Grammy. I'm talking about some of the biggest features. I mean, you may know Jay-Z. You may know Beyonce. Drake, Cardi B, Future. This man right here is a modern day Quincy. And he's Miami's very own. Give a shout out to my brother, DJ Khaled.
Thank you so much. Make some noise for my brother. You are a legend, brother.
Thank you, man.
You know, before we get started, man, I want to thank you, not just for always giving us your platform and talking that cloth with you, but just everybody that you interview. I've told you this behind the cameras and in front of the cameras. You know, I always enjoy doing an interview with you because it's always pure. And the love of hip hop and love of music that you have and the knowledge, it's always great to talk to somebody that truly love it. You know what I'm saying? And we want to thank you and everything you've done for hip hop as well.
Thank you. Thank you. So I love this dude right here, man. That's my brother. It's my day one. And what I want to do, man, I want to take it back to day one. I'm going to educate y'all a little bit. But before we do that, 50 years of hip hop, what does that mean to DJ Khaled?
It means everything. I was born into hip hop, meaning as soon as I came out my mother's blessing, the blessing from God and the blessing from my mother, all I remember is, me loving music and hip hop so much, from vinyl records to cassettes to me owning my first 1200s, to hanging up my favorite artists on the wall, to watching Run DMC perform Peter Piper and seeing the MC and the DJ go back and forth, and just the breaks on that record, and from, just I'm talking about like when I first embraced and knew this is something I was going to do for the rest of my life. It was when I was a baby. So I live it, I eat it, I sleep, I breathe, I rep hip hop. It's a lifestyle. I talk hip hop, I walk hip hop. I'm a hip hop father. I'm a hip hop mogul. Everything's hip hop. And if you look at what's going on in the world, you turn on the TV, you come in this restaurant, you come in this hotel, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
You walk in this elevator, they're playing hip hop. You watch a movie, it's hip hop. The way people dress is mostly hip hop.
Yeah.
Or inspired by hip hop. So it's just a blessing to be something that is so beautiful, and I want to thank hip hop, and it's hip hop forever. You know what I'm saying? I know we celebrating the 50 years, but it's forever. Mm-hmm. Hip hop is going to continue to get bigger and grow. And everybody that broke down the doors for all of us to do what we're doing, I love y'all. Thank you.
That was well said. And you know what's forever, man, is your legacy here in Miami. I want to say, 25, 30 years you've been here.
Like 30.
Like 30.
Yeah.
Talking about Club Cream.
Yeah.
Mix 96.
Yes.
Talk about what Miami has done for your career.
Miami raised me. I represent Miami, 305 Dade County, everywhere I go. Miami's my life, Miami's my home, and I love Miami. What Miami's done is support me, show me love, and embrace me. You talk about Mix 96, he's talking about a community radio station, and y'all might know it as the pirate radio. That's how I started in Miami, and then from there I got on 99 Jams, the legit big station,
yep.
WEDR, and shout out to my man Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Luke, I love you, brother. Thank you for giving me that call to say, Cal, I want you to co-host the Luke Show and DJ on the Luke Show. And I was doing underground pirate radio at the same time, so I was doing both. You know what I'm saying? So the streets and the love and just the energy in Miami was unbelievable. It's done so much, and I'm just happy for all of us and the growth. And you see everybody I ever came up with, everybody's just leveled up, and it's just a blessing,
A lot of Florida legends have leveled up with you. One being Rick Ross.
Brother.
And what's crazy, when you were, I want to say this was during your Mix 96 days, or this may have been, you may correct me, you broke hustling.
Oh, absolutely.
And you got suspended.
Oh, absolutely.
For breaking that record. Let's talk about that.
Well, Rick Ross, first of all, shout out to Rick Ross 305. That's my brother. So he came out with a record called Every Day I'm Hustling. I'm on the radio station on 99 Jams. It was Friday night. It was a show from 10 to 12 Friday night, and I had a mix show. And it was, man, that show was so special. And shout out to E-Class. E-Class came to the radio station. He brought a CD, and it was said, Rick Ross, Every Day I'm Hustling. And I'm live on the air. So I get the CD, I'm on vinyl, but we had a CD player, because, he just cut the record.
Oh, yeah.
So I put the CD and I looked at E-Class. I'm like, yo, I'm going to play it. It's clean, right? Because, I'm on radio, got to be clean. And I usually listen to stuff before I go on the air, but I'm live on the air, and E-Class is my brother, and Ross my brother, and I pushed play on the CD live on the air. I was like, yo, Miami-Dade County 305. This is brand new Rick Ross. It's called Every Day. It's called Hustling. Every Day I'm Hustling. And I pushed play, and it went. Every day I'm hustling. And I'm like, he ain't say a word yet. And I'm like, this sounds crazy. So, I got this repeat button on the CD. I hit back. Bring that back. Every day I'm hustling. So I'm bringing that back like 100 times before even the record, for the beat drop, right? So the beat drop now, and then boom, Ross. I don't want to curse and say, I don't white. Ross, right?
Yeah.
So I bring it back again. I'm like, yo, Miami, hold up. And, this is my first time hearing it. So I'm like getting this feeling. And anybody know DJ Khaled, I don't know, there's no limits to my love. There's no limits to my passion. So I'm listening to it. I'm losing my mind. I'm in the DJ booth, stopping the music, talking crazy on the mic, Miami-Dade County. I'm bringing it back 100 times, literally. I played the record for 2 hours straight.
Oh, that's why they said, we got
one record for 2 hours straight. I'm not making this up. This is facts. And the program director was calling the hotline. And I'm looking at the guy on the board op, one of my guys on the board op. I'm like, don't pick up. Even though I got, that's the boss and I got love. I'm like, yo, we going to deal with that afterwards.
Yeah.
Because right now, we got to stay creative and stay in that mode. And I got to do this for the city. Because it just was a feeling. And it was a special time in Miami, too. So, boom, the show's over with. I just got them playing it for 2 hours straight. My phone is so many calls from every record company you can imagine, every exec. They hearing the waves off my world premiere, talking about, yo, is this record real? Like, who's this guy? This and that and that. So the energy's going crazy. Now, in the meantime, I got to deal with my program director. So he suspended me, I think, for like 2 weeks. So I get back on the air, and I was explaining to him, I was like, yo, this is a hit. Besides being a hit, this is very special for the city, and it's gonna break so many doors down for the city. And we're about to break a new artist. It's truly unbelievable. Like, I'm trying to explain in the nicest way to the program. I'm telling you, like, this is gonna be historic. You gotta trust me on this, So I get back on the air 2 weeks later. It's Friday night, 10 to 12. I get on the air. I'm allowed to play it, but I ain't supposed to bring it back so many times. So I play it for 2 hours straight again.
There we go.
I play it, I'm not making this up. I don't take no talk back. This is real talk.
Yeah.
I get suspended again. Now I'm putting my whole job in jeopardy. It was already in jeopardy. But something was telling me, Khaled, you know, you ain't doing nothing wrong. And I'm not saying I should do this to every single record, but this was something special, right?
Game changer.
Right, it was a game changer. So now I'm having, you know, meetings with the program director, and I'm explaining to him. I was just trying to explain to him, but what the good thing was that he would start getting the phone calls, how big the record is, right? He getting the same calls I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? Like from the fans, from now you on the radio, like whoever does the morning show, the afternoon or midday, the phone is ringing requesting that record because they heard me go crazy with it, right? Besides me doing that every day on the radio, I would leave the radio and go straight to the nightclub and play it for 4 hours straight.
Jeez.
I would never forget. It'd be artists that, you know, everybody come through Miami, and artists who come in the club on my section when I'm DJing, and it'd be big artists that come and hang out besides, you know, the city and everybody, but there'd be artists that come party, right? And I purposely would play that one record so they know, like, yo, this is Miami. In a good way, meaning as in, this.
You trying to put on?
Yeah, I'm putting on for the city, but at the same time, like, this record wasn't a regular record. Like, if you talking about every day I'm hustling, right? So you to this day you listen to that record. That is a record that is the anthem for every hustler worldwide. And time goes by, you know what I'm saying? Now it's a bidding war for Rick Ross. And meanwhile, you know, I'm on the radio. Besides my Friday night show, I end up getting to do the 5 o'clock mix Monday through Friday. So I end up starting getting bigger and more opportunities. And I remember playing that record for a year straight before he officially inked his deal, because he was taking his time to find out who he wanted to sign to. It was a bidding war.
Yeah. People
Fighting in a good way. You know, he would different meetings, but I was going crazy on the radio, in the streets. And my version of the record started off, he did like an exclusive for me, and it said, DJ Khaled played it first. That's how the record started. You know what I'm saying? So it's something, when they tell a Khaled story or a Ross story, that's in the book. You know what I mean? That's forever. And the city know what I'm talking about, and the world know what I'm talking about, because it shook the rumbles of me breaking that record, you know, just brought incredible waves throughout the world.
And we got a historic record. Give it up for Rick Ross, DJ Khaled. What I think is crazy, the fact that you got suspended twice. And in the midst of that, brother, I think you were only getting paid, what, $100 a week?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I did radio for free for like at least over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, no paycheck. Like, I don't even think I was in the system. Like, no, this is real talk. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to know this, because a lot of people see me now and they see the blessings, and I hope you're inspired by the blessings, because blessings are a beautiful thing. And I thank God every day for the blessings. God did.
God did.
But we talk about over 35 years of blood, sweat, and tears, trials and tribulations and blessings to get where I'm sitting here today talking to you and talking to all the beautiful people that's here tonight. It's nothing like, you know, looking at the mirror knowing that you worked for everything you got. It's nothing like being self-made. It's nothing like, you know, nobody can ever question the hustle. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to me, not only did I work for everything I'm doing now, I'm more hungrier now when I was broke. And you brought up I made $100 a week. I'm telling you this because, you know, I love hip hop so much, I would do it for free.
That's passion.
You know what I'm saying? And I started making beats. I did it for free. I did parties for free for years and years and years because I loved it so much. But I knew one time in my life that, you know, that hard work would pay off. And it paid off in so many ways. And I'm not talking about just money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you work hard and you put out that greatness, you won't get that greatness back. But you gotta, don't think it's happening overnight. Because I put in that work and I'm still putting in that work and we just getting started, to be honest with you.
I gotta mention your brother from day one, Fat Joe. Is it true he made Lean Back in your garage?
100%. He made Lean Back in my studio was called Jerusalem. It was out there in like Miramar / Pembroke Pines. I used to have a house out west out here, right? And I made my garage into a studio called Jerusalem, and I used to make beats with Fat Joe. I remember like Swiss Beats would come over. Swiss Beats played Bring 'Em Out to Joe before T.I. put it out. And Lean Back, Joe was in the studio. It was me, Joe, and Scott Storch. Scott Storch was in the studio, and Joe was making the beat with Scott Storch. And I was sitting on the couch just watching this greatness. And, you know, me being a young producer and a DJ, I'm just being a sponge.
Yeah.
So just to see the beat actually get made, I was there. I seen it when Joe and Scott were creating. He took that beat immediately and recorded right in my garage, and he actually did 3 verses to that. It was Fat Joe's solo song on the Terror Squad album, and then Remy Ma came by the house. You know, my house was like the hub, right? Remy Ma came by the house, and I heard y'all been working. I'm like, yeah, we been cooking, you know. So she coming to play, and we making a Terror Squad album. So, you know, everybody coming to do the verses and stuff. But Joe's like, that's my solo. Nobody heard it yet, but like us, right? So Remy like, yo, pull that up. Let me hear that. So, you know, we excited to play it. And she like, all right, mute one of those verses out. And she went in the booth and put a verse on there and ripped it down. Like, you know, Remy a boss. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell her.
Yeah, she is.
And she bodied it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Lean Back got made. It's special. And that record is one of the biggest hip-hop records in the world.
Yeah.
Like not just because we saying it. I'm talking about like as
Billboard
far as
#1 record.
As far as, you know, the numbers and all that. And that record for me helped me out tremendously because he shouted me out in the beginning of the record. He goes, Khaled, I see you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And what a shout out. You know, on the biggest hip hop record. One of the biggest hip hop records to this day. Come on. You hear that, Khaled? For me, I'm beyond grateful. It's special, man. God is great.
God is good.
Shall we crack, dude?
Shout out to Fat Joe. And I know Joe played a very important part as far as getting your first deal.
A very important part.
Yeah.
So my first record deal, I used to bug Joe all the time. Like, yo, Joe, I want to put my own album out, boom, boom. And he used to hear me. We always have our meetings in the swimming pool. And we always talked our shit in the swimming pool. Like, we would just be in the pool for hours, swimming, and we 2 fat boys just whales floating in the water, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, living the, you know, the sun hitting us. We just living life. We just talking our shit. And I always tell him, man, I want to put my own album out. You know, remember, I'm like on fire in the streets of Miami. I'm on the radio. I'm making beats. And I was already working on an album while I was saying it, right? Hold on one sec. Oh, shit. My bad. I would tell him all the time. He would never tell me no. He always would hear me out and show me that love. He would do freestyles for me. Big Pun would do freestyles for me. You know, so he was already coming to my radio shows, my birthday parties. So I was like, man, I really need to get a record deal. And he walked me inside of Koch Records, and Alan Grumblack was the chairman over there. And we were sitting in this room, and Joe was like telling Alan, you got to do a deal with Khaled. I'm telling you, he's special. And Joe's like, I'm going to co-sign him. It's whatever. I'll do anything for my brother. Let's make it happen. And, you know, they didn't know who Khaled was, you know, just to be real. And off of Joe's word to Alan Grumblack, he took that word, and the minute we did the deal, you know, they got to know me, and they got to see my work ethic, and then they got to see me put this music out, and I end up putting a hit record out the gate called "Holla at Me, Baby."
Yep.
And I end up being one of the biggest artists in Koch. And, you know, Koch is, you know, I would consider it independent. And I loved it. And we had a great run together. And I made All I Do Is Win on Koch. You know what I'm saying? We Taking Over, I'm So Hood. We made legendary albums on Koch. And shout out to Marlene. But yeah, Joe kicked that door down for me. And I'm forever grateful. Not just that, y'all got to remember, Joe ain't just, he's my brother in real life, like for real. I'm the godfather of his beautiful daughter, Azariah. His wife, Lorena's my sister. That's family, you know what I'm saying? So it's more than music, but just to have a brother that believes in you, it's priceless. I call him right now, he picking up. If he missed a call, he calling to me. Same with me. Meaning as in, like, we got each other's back forever. And that's Joey Crack the Dawn. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a hip-hop legend. And I love you, Joe.
Shout out to Joe. You said it like your first Billboard chart and record, Holla at Me, Baby. I mean, shit. Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Pitbull, Paul Wall.
Fat Joe.
And you shot it here in Miami.
Yeah, right there in Overtown.
How special was that to cook up your first single with 5? You united. I watched the freaking DVD, the Listen DVD from 06, and everybody was talking about Khaled has a thing for unifying people.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, that's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? My albums, I don't consider them features. I consider them moments. My records are moments. It's bringing people together, collaborating with people, and people know when they record with me, it's love. And God forbid that some people might not ever collaborate with somebody. They end up doing it on my albums because they know it's coming from a good place, a good heart, and at the same time we're making some incredible music, right? So to put out Holla at Me, Baby out, it was like a dream come true. We shot the video in Overtown. I had Lil Wayne in Overtown. Rick Ross, obviously 305 legend. Fat Joe, Paul Wall, Pitbull, 305 legend. And we in Overtown, I'll never forget. Wayne with his tour buses. We had Phantoms out there. Everybody came out. The streets was like, the whole Overtown came out to support. And remember, this Lil Wayne at his, like, this Lil Wayne, like,
mixtape Wayne.
First of all, Lil Wayne, one of the greatest that ever did it.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about this Lil Wayne, like, you know, Carter 3, before, like, right in that
yeah, in that bag.
Know, like, he's in that bag. Mm-hmm. Before that, but he was in that bag. No, that's Lil Wayne. That's Lil Wayne. Like, he came out, they lost their mind.
Yeah.
Right? To shoot the video, to record the record is one thing. To shoot the video, too. And all those brothers supported me, loved me, and we performed that at the BET Awards. Remember, this is my first album. So the biggest, I don't want to call it a roadblock or a hurdle, the biggest, I had to figure out, because when I put the hit out, they're like, yo, Khaled, other DJs is not going to play your record because it's a DJ Khaled record. And I'm saying DJ Khaled. I ain't understand that. And for years they were trying to tell me that's how it is what it is. Radio ain't going to play it. Other DJs ain't going to support it. I said, why? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't sound right. So even the record company was worried like, yo, they might not put. I say, yo, I'm not a follower. I'm a lead with greatness. So if it's something that I have to fight for, I'm ready, right? So I made sure I worked my ass off and worked so hard and I did so many promo tours and so many radio station interviews and so many promo shows and, you know, meeting so many. I knew most of the DJs out there, and we were brothers and sisters, and they were supporting me, and they were playing my records, and the radio was playing my records. So we broke another barrier. We proved to the game and the industry that that myth is a lie, because the devil's a lie.
Amen.
And what I'm saying is, we pulled that off, and ever since that, I came with another record. I think, you know, that album, Listen, had Grammy Family, Holla at Me Baby, Born and Raised in the County of Dade.
Yeah.
You know, that's a, come on, you know what that is. That shit come on and gonna touch your soul. Yeah, when I ride. Come on, you know what that ain't no, listen, not this is my records. These are like, this is like special.
Yeah.
Can't recreate those type of records. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't try. And that was my first album.
Yeah.
So the message I'm telling you is the music was so powerful. And my love and me being me, which, you know, I encourage everybody out there, always be yourself. It overcome any obstacle or whatever, and people embraced it. And the thing is that the fans and the streets was playing it so much. Say it was one person that wouldn't play it on the radio. You're hurting yourself, because as soon as you leave the radio station, you're gonna hear it in the traffic light. Somebody gonna be bumping it in a car. You're gonna hear it at the flea market. At that time they bootleg. You're gonna see the bootleggers with all my music. You're gonna feel it. And the people, you know, one thing about music, you can't stop great music. It's just impossible. It's a feeling, you know?
I agree 1,000%. You brought up the brother Kanye West, Grammy Family. 06, this was like late registration. I want to say he's entering graduation.
No, this is when you can't. This is Kanye, like the biggest.
Yes. Talk about getting
it's
Kanye.
Jesus Walks Kanye.
This is a different kind of brother.
Yeah, this is like Kanye is always big, but at that time was like,
he was out of there.
Yeah, it's like, man, you know, the way I met Kanye, I remember Kanye used to, you know, obviously he's one of the greatest producers that ever did it. He would make beats. I would see him at the Hit Factory in Miami, more as a producer at that time. And he was doing his records, and he had he started putting songs out, and I would play them on the radio, and I would break them. I would break the records. Yo, shout out to Kanye West. This is new Kanye West. This is before like people really knew Kanye as an artist. Like you know what I mean? This is Miami, the South. I'm breaking his records, and we built a relationship. And every time I seen him, he always showed love. And obviously, he was friends with my friends, Fat Joe, and he was God bless Kato. He was around Kato a lot, and you know, he was just in the studio. And now that's how I met him. You know what I'm saying? Then he ended up blowing up. Matter of fact, I'll never forget one time he had a record. What's that record that originally he had Lauryn Hill on?
All Falls Down.
Yeah, All Falls Down. And he came to Miami wanting to go talk to the Marleys to clear the record.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I know the Marleys. If you need help, let me know. I don't know if he remembers that story. He was on the side of the road on South Beach, and he was freestyling. You know, it's Kanye. He was freestyling and
going crazy.
He was doing his thing, and then so that's how I met him. And when I was working on my album, he always remembered that I was one of the brothers that showed love and broke his records, and you know, he never forgot that, and I appreciate that. And he gave me Grammy Family, right? Not only did he give me Grammy Family, he paid for the video. Because, you know, when I was on Koch, and we had the video set, and I'm like, yo, how we going to pay for this? This Kanye West come with 100 Louis Vuitton bags. You know, people traveling all over the world. You know, I'm broke at that time. And he blessed, you know, him and his team paid for the video, and I'm forever grateful for that.
1,000%, man. I'm curious about Hove, man, because I told you this when I was at your crib. You played God Did. I didn't get chills like that since Hove's freestyle on Grammy Family. Was that the first time Hove hopped on your shit? Because it was a freestyle.
Yeah, he did that on Hot 97, and I heard it probably the same way you heard it.
Yeah.
People were calling me like crazy. Yo, he's rapping over Grammy Family, and I'm losing because we never put the instrumental out.
Right.
So they looped it, the beginning, and he rapped over it. And what I love about, by the way, that freestyle was unbelievable.
Oh,
and
classic.
I think at that time is when he retired.
Yep.
And he was retired, so we was excited to hear an interview, and he was live on Funk Flex's show, freestyling. And I'll never forget some of the lyrics. He said some he gonna do like the corporate takeover.
Oh yeah.
And everything he said on that record, he did. And I just told him that today, actually, when I was with him today. And I told him, like, I love how you speak these things in existence and really do it. But yeah, when he rapped over that, I was like losing my mind. I lost my mind. Like,
shout out to Jigga. I want to ask you this, man, because you have gotten a lot of features, a lot of verses. What was the hardest verse to secure of your career? Because I heard Bryson Tiller, you hopped over the gate.
Yeah, that story, because I was so excited that, when you get Rihanna vocals, I mean, not everybody gets Rihanna vocals. So when you say hardest feature, I mean, I've worked with Hov, Beyonce, Rihanna, and I'm not saying they were hard to get, but those features are rare, right? And when I say yes, it is hard to get, but I don't look at it like my mentality is hard to get. I look at it like, let me just be me, and I hope the music speaks the way I feel it when I present it to them. But I will be relentless till it gets done if it's a possibility. Like Drake. I got Drake. Drake's my brother. That's not an easy feature to get.
That's not.
And that's my family. But one thing I know about Drake, he got me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to talk to him for months. If he say he got me, I know his word is everything with me. And he got me the same way I got him. Meaning as in, like, we true brothers. Lil Wayne, he always got me. And that's one of the biggest. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like using the word hard. They're all hard. It don't matter who it is. If it's, I'm blessed to work with Lil Baby, Future, everybody. It's too many names to name. But they all hard, but I don't use that mentality to make it like, yo, this is I don't want to give up. So I take that word out my head and just make it happen.
Okay. Say less. I want to ask too before we go, man. 50 years of hip hop. Obviously, you've done your career. How would you sum up how you want the next 50 years of hip hop to play out?
Man, I want to conquer new categories, new chapters. It's just about leveling up. At one point in your life, you gotta say you want to continue doing the same thing, which might be the most amazing thing ever, because we're blessed and you're winning doing what you're doing. But also, you have to tell yourself, don't get comfortable and challenge yourself to go to the next level. That's where I'm at. I want to go next level. And we already leveled up. I want to level up more, but I want to conquer more categories, and I'm a father. I got 2 beautiful boys. I got a beautiful queen. I'm a family man, and I enjoy that to the fullest. So my job is to make sure that my kids are good forever, and my queen is good forever, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm on always to the next big thing, as well as I'm gonna continue doing everything that we love to do.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, give a hand to my brother DJ Khaled.
Thank you. This is legendary. We do this in the rain.
In the rain.
You know
God did.
Like, that's God did. That's the blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was somebody else, they would have got up and walked away. Not me. I appreciate y'all sitting in the rain with me. That's love.
Thank y'all. My brother. Thank you so much, man.